He would say he was a tailgunner. And the reason why he was a tailgunner is because he was small and he was fast, and he was able to be in the back of the plane shooting down Japanese Mitsubishi Zeros. And I would look at him at that time and calculate his age. I'm thinking, whoa, by the time World War II ended in 1945, Dad was probably what, 16, 17? So he was a tail gunner. I just went like, okay, that's another bullshit story, right? So anyway, it was years later. I went to Taiwan. We stayed at Uncle Ho's house. Uncle Ho was Dad's superior in the Air Force. So they were all mechanics, and Uncle Ho was in charge of all of the mechanics. In fact, at that time, Uncle Ho in peacetime had become the chief mechanic for China Air. CAL Airlines. And so Uncle Ho and Dad were laughing about the old times and how they would check on pilots before they went on their missions to make sure they weren't too drunk, because we wanted them to come back, fix their airplanes. And sometimes for pilots that they didn't like, they would, of course, they would still fix the airplanes, but they would tell them, no, you can't go off, you can't go fly today. Or they would say, oh, you would go, even though they were clearly hungover and possibly not able to fly very well. Anyway, they would be telling these jokes. And I remember telling to Uncle Ho, and I said, wait a minute, you guys were mechanics, but Dad told me he was a tail gunner. Well, immediately Uncle Ho stopped smiling, and the room became very silent. And he finally looked at me. He says, the war at the end, many pilots were shot down. We didn't have enough qualified people, yet we had to send people up. And yeah, sometimes your dad went up and he went on missions, and he was small and he fit back there. So I guess what Dad told me was true.